Hey guys, so for this Friday's video, I don't really know how this video is gonna go. I might cry, I might not cry, who knows, but, I looked, so I was watching this Trisha video, and I didn't know this, but I didn't know that today was World Mental Health Day, I think that's what it's called, um, but something to do with mental health, and and she said like a lot of people, um, yeah, so like I guess a lot of YouTubers have been like sharing their stories, about their, I didn't finish the whole video, but, um, I guess a lot of YouTubers were sharing their stories and stuff about like mental health and stuff, so things like that. So I thought today's video, it wouldn't be singing or story time. Well, kind of like a story time, but it wouldn't be a challenge or singing or anything like that. But instead, I want to come on here and completely open up about everything. I know I've talked about my anxiety. Um, yeah, I know I've talked about my anxiety a few times on here, but I've never like really told you guys everything that I know I probably said in a couple videos that I have told you everything, but I haven't. And for that, I'm really sorry. It's just like it was really hard to even talk about that much, but I I just want I just want to be honest with you guys, and this is really hard for me already, but I want to, like I said, I want to be, I might repeat myself in a lot of this video, but I'm really sorry if I do. It's just when I get nervous, sometimes I repeat myself. But yeah. So I guess I'll just start with my story. Um, I I kind of had anxiety all my life, and it really started to happen when I've gotten hurt and when I've gotten lied to, like hurt, lied to. I did get cheated on a couple times, like once maybe, but almost got cheated on a lot of times. And I mean, I have avoided getting hurt before, like breaking it off with someone before it even gets bad. But sometimes I haven't. Sometimes I've stayed with someone and not even cared if I had to do whatever they asked me to do. Like it's really bad. But this video is the whole truth, nothing but the truth, everything, raw, like everything. I'm not gonna hold anything back. So after this video, if you think differently of me, you don't have to be a subscriber anymore. But I really wanted to be as real, the most real I've ever been with on this channel ever. I mean, I have talked. Sorry, I'm repeating myself again, but I mean, I am repeating myself again. But like I said, I have talked about anxiety on here, about like how I deal with it, but sometimes I can't deal with it, you know. And this video is going to be all over the place about mental health, like my mental health issues, and how it has made me lose a lot of friends that I thought would never leave my side. Um, but yeah, so I guess let's get into my story of everything, pretty much. Um, I guess it really started out when I was in grade school, and I would just get bullied a lot, for how I looked and how I dressed, and well, they would like say things behind my back, like I could turn just in enough time for me to see someone look at me and point and laugh, and that was hard. That was really hard to deal with. Um, I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to, and this was really bad. I had a couple counselors that I would talk to every so often during grade school, and I wouldn't tell them everything. I would just tell them what they wanted to hear so they would get off my back. I can't believe I'm saying this. Wow. But yeah, I didn't want them to worry, I guess. Um, I mean, they did know about a couple times where someone called me a name or something, but other than that, they only knew about like twice. And it was happening a lot more than twice. Pretty much every day. And I had a smile on my face. I had a smile on my face no matter what happened. And that fooled them. You know, if I had a smile on my face, if I laughed, if I said a funny joke, or if I just got them distracted so they wouldn't ask me what's wrong, because I feel like if they did, they would probably make me cry in front of them. But even if they did, I probably would have just put on a smiling face and said, nothing's wrong, completely fine. And they would believe it, and they believed it. And it was really hard during grade school. But then high school came around, and that was hardest, the most difficult 4 years of my life. Yeah. Um, Sorry. I had a lot of issues then. Um, I did. I had a lot of issues then. I got my heart broken a lot. I got lied to a lot. I got in a lot of fights with my friends a lot. Not like fist fights, but like words back and forth, and me crying them, you know, crying sometimes, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. They didn't really even cry. They just got mad at me. Um, but yeah, I had a lot of fights. I got hurt a lot. I got said things like I could hear things. Not they mostly didn't say things to my face, but I could tell they were talking about me because they would literally look right at me and like point and go like yeah, like laugh, and that really upset me. And sometimes I would go in the bathroom and cry my eyes out because I felt like no one cared if I was there or not. And not just at high school, but in this world at all. I never thought I'd say that on camera. I never thought you would ever know that about me on camera. But now you know. Um, yeah. There was this one time I really wanted to go to New York. This was actually, I think, my senior year, which was recently this year. And I was so excited, like I wanted to go. My choir teacher was trying to help me, but then I would ask her a question and she wouldn't. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm not going. Like, I don't want to go anymore. And then one day after class, or maybe it was before class, maybe it wasn't after that class, but after another class that I had her for, like, as a teacher as well, she confronted me about it. And I think she said something like, why don't you want to go to New York? And I told her the truth. I said, I don't want to, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to afford it. And she said, oh, well, I could help you. There's ways I could get you help. like with like the cost and everything. And I believed her, and I thought about it, and then I wanted to go, and that's when she really didn't help me that much, only with a few questions. And but yeah, other than that, there's this one morning I was getting breakfast, and then I saw the bus um, getting loaded and ready for New York, and that really hit me. That really made me upset because I said to myself, that was almost me. That was almost me being able to go and experience New York for the first time, and that really made me upset. But it's over and done with. I can always go to New York in the far future for myself, whether it's with someone or me being single, which I've been single many, 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 many times before. So, yeah, there's that story. What else? I just felt so alone a lot, and the only reason that I got through the last few months of high school ever, which was my senior year this year, was because of my English teacher, Mr. Frazier, because he was so like supportive, and he made me feel so like so wanted. Um, he used to joke with me, make me laugh when I felt so alone and things like that, and he would ask me what was wrong, and he would ask me like if I was comfortable with telling him about it. And I did end up telling him. I told him everything. I could trust him with everything. Um, and I also told him about that time about like the New York thing. Like it was the morning of, and he asked me what was wrong, and I told him. Um, but yeah, and he asked me about it, and I answered his questions like if he was confused about something. But yeah, I would have never gotten through the last couple months, last 2 or 3, 4 months of my senior year ever if it wasn't for him. I'm not saying all the other teachers that I've had weren't really helpful. They were, but like I had a special connection with Mr. Frazier. I don't know if you guys have, but if you are still in high school or if you're in grade school, I don't know if you guys have any connections with certain teachers, but even though you like pretty much all your teachers, or maybe you don't like any of your teachers, but I liked all my teachers, but I had this really special connection with Mr. Frazier. But in grade school, I forgot to mention that I had a really special connection with Mr. Hupp. He was my fifth grade teacher, and he was just like Mr. Frazier. He was always asking me like if something was wrong, like if he could tell something was wrong, I would tell him and all that. He's the same as what I told you guys about Mr. Frazier. But grade school wasn't as hard as high school was, but it was pretty hard. It still was pretty hard um, at grade school, but it wasn't as hard because of Mr. Happ. The last three the last the last 3 years of my grade school time, but I didn't. Yeah, I kind of got bullied all the time in kindergarten through eighth grade, but and a lot of it was because of my weight and the way I dressed, the way I acted, everything. And it was the same way during high school. And no one seemed to care really. And there were teachers, I'm not going to mention names, but there were a couple. There was one teacher in particular that would kind of play favorites. She used to always ask me what's wrong and always be there for me, and then all of a sudden junior and senior year came around, and she really didn't have much to do with me. She really didn't say much. She maybe said hi a few times, or how's it going, and I would say good, and she would even say, are you sure? um, but the days I said good, they weren't. And the days and some days when I said good, it was actually good, but then it would just get torn down really, really fast, and that sucked really bad. But yeah, I have I have had to deal with anxiety my whole life. Yeah. I've had to deal with anxiety my whole life, and it's been really hard to deal with. Some days I can't deal with it, and I just lash out on everyone around me, and the real ones stay, the real ones go. The non-real ones. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The non like real friends or whatever go, and then the real ones stay and are there for me. But a lot of them are not there for me, and that really hits when you think you know someone and they just show their true colors one day, and it could all go horribly bad. And that's how it went with a lot of my ex-friends and ex-boyfriends now. But yeah, I'm sorry if I've bored you with this, but I really wanted to share my story and be upfront with you guys. And this was really hard for me to do, but the way I didn't, like I said in the beginning of this video, I didn't watch all of Trisha Paytas' video when she talked about like her story and stuff, her video today, but it just made me think. I was like, I really think I should do this. I really think I should share my true, raw, like all true story, holding nothing back. And yeah. And sometimes I would come home and I would cry for no reason. Like, I would cry for no reason at all. And that sucked because I didn't know what was going on. And when someone would ask me what was going on, what was wrong, I would say, I don't know. Like, I'm crying, I don't know. But yeah. Thought I would cry. I thought I was starting to, but just a little wet right here. But yeah. I guess I'll never be able to cure this anxiety, which it's never able to cure. It just happened. You either don't have anxiety or you do. And I do. And you guys might think less of me now, but at least I know that I was honest and really true, no lying to you guys about my story, about my anxiety. I'm not really sure what I'm going to call this video because it's been all over the place. But yeah, that's my experience with anxiety and everything. And yeah, just like it's been really hard. I've tried to deal with it, and some days I can't. Some days I shut everyone out. And I know I recently, I think, yeah, it was like a few weeks ago, like where I didn't post on YouTube at all. I mean, I posted sometimes once in a great while on Instagram, like on my story or on my my Facebook Messenger story, and sometimes on my Facebook, like my Facebook wall update, but not as much as I would have. But yeah, I didn't post at all on YouTube, which was not like me because I love YouTube. I love all the support and all the support that I can get, because I know everyone gets hate on YouTube no matter what they do. So yeah, I might get hate on this video, but it's the truth, and you guys can either accept me or not accept me. So yeah, I got bullied a lot throughout high school and grade school, and it was really hard to deal with because I didn't have a lot of friends, and I would try to go up to a table during lunch in high school and grade school, and people would look at me funny, and I would just turn the other way and sometimes eat by myself, or sometimes I would just eat in the bathroom stall. Yeah, I didn't have very many friends in grade school. I had a couple, maybe 3 friends. Well, really just 2 friends in high school, but other than that, I didn't have many. But Other than that, I didn't have any, but like I only had like 2 friends pretty much in high school. Maybe one, maybe 2 in grade school and 2 in high school. But yeah. So that's my story. Hope it wasn't too boring to watch. But I guess I'll let you guys go. If you got to the end of this video, thank you so much for listening. You are a true subscriber. Thank you so much for listening. And if you didn't get to the end of this video, that's okay too. You at least came and watched some of this video. But yeah, I guess I'll go, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye, guys.